one of the big things when it comes to activity score and outbound and the objective score is the dashboards. And I just want to switch over real quick to that. Let me just I'll pop into one of the sales guys real quick just to see. Here's one of our outbound RDEs.
All right, Robert, you're the star.
Yep. All right, so here we can take a look, and now you can see the color of the bars, obviously, and you can see anything in red is obviously it needs focus. Anything in orange is getting there. Anything in green, you're good. And so in this case, we had told all of the sales team, and I instructed the manager, and that's, at the end of the day, the manager can see this dashboard and the user sees it. They see it on their sidebar in Salesforce. They can go into Ambition, they can see it, and they'll definitely notice that metric and those colors. And it's, hey, if you don't make your calls through the day, or if all those bars aren't green, why are you cutting out at 5 o'clock? Why don't you stay later? Why don't you, take some calls on the West Coast and try to make up those bars? And that was telling them, what activity you're doing, throughout that day. Because if you can get there on those bars, when it comes down to the objectives, you should meet it. And we actually had run into a scenario where I actually had an employee that had been with us, I think about 8 or 7 years, that had come to me with an issue, and they said that they've been working hard, but they weren't really getting much. They weren't seeing the deals that they used to see, and it had become a big issue for the sales management team and for the CEO as well, because it was a close friend that was having issues with this. And one of the really cool things that we had found with Ambition was when we were looking at the productivity quadrants, which compare activity score to objective score, is that you can go in there and you can see, based on the quadrant and the position in the quadrant, who's performing and who's not.